Hello everyone, we should be live now, and we've got technically a spoiler on the title screen here. We'll be seeing this place a little bit later, hopefully. I'm definitely not going to be getting through this entire chapter in this stream, but I want to try and get through, like, half of it, and definitely to that part that is, like, well, you know. So, yeah, this chapter. This chapter is, in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions, the weakest chapter in the game. It's still good. There are a lot of, oh, I forgot that I ended here last time. No! Yeah, last time we sadly lost our Australian, but we did gain, and I'm still doing this again, because, like, every JRPG these days has, like, the menu on the top button, but in this one, it's on the start button. But we did gain Toxic Femboy and, Toxic Yuri, I guess. Oh yeah, and I also want to switch to playing as Nia, because I want to try and use Azami a little bit. I haven't really used cannons that much. So, I'll explain a bit about why I think Chapter 4 has issues, once we get to them. In general, I feel like this chapter starts to dip a little bit into filler territory, but it is the one time the game actually does this. Now, for the story, though, we're actually meant to go back to Garfront Village. Yes, we gained Femboy Gardening, exactly. Also, I was looking earlier at, like, some of the comments in the chat, and, hang on, where is it? So, Shadowblade, in the chat, by the way. Shadowblade, I think you said earlier that you wanted to buy Xenoblade X, but the store had East Nordics. It's kind of funny, because I just started playing, East 8 again last night. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Japan just announced an updated version of East Nordics right after the localization came out, and I actually feel like that's kind of scummy on Nisa's part. Not to be... Like I think Nisa's good for the most part. I don't think they really had much control over that, but I do think that it really sucked that they announced, again, like, that would be like announcing Persona 5 Royal just a few weeks after Vanilla gets localized. Like, it comes out. Like, yeah, I'm so sorry, Shadowblade. But yes, they announced East 10 Proud Nordics. Yeah, I wonder what it must have been like for the localizers, because they probably would have known that, and the company would have probably told them not to tell anybody, because if they did tell people, it would have looked really bad for them, but they kind of had to release the game anyway. Yeah, this is why often DLC or patches is good for, is better than, like, re-releases in a lot of cases. Except for SMT5 Vengeance. Like, that legitimately needed to happen. That Vengeance is so much better than Vanilla. Also, yeah, I noticed, Pickabecca, you're here this time. And yeah, these guys were already prepared for Vandham's death, because they're like, yeah, that's just kind of how it goes with mercenaries, but it's still depressing. So, now we are, oh, some Asians, speaking of wallets, the Steam sale ended before you could buy Metaphor, yeah. I was considering buying something on the Steam sale. I got the demo, but I didn't actually buy the full game by the time that the sale ended. But yeah. Vandham's will. We now own the Garfront Mercenaries. We're now this guy's boss. Yeah, nothing much, just you own my entire mercenary group. Yeah, so really sorry about that, Shadowblade, but, yeah, I'd recommend, like, doing research on games before you buy them, so that you know about stuff like this. Oh, Lenio, hi. Don't think Nisa was aware of that East 10 thing? Yeah, probably. Also, from what I've heard, like, East Nordics is a really good game, so I'm sure you'll still have fun with it. I'm pretty sure you have no choice here. Yeah, Vandham has known Rex for less than a week, and he put him in his will, as inheriting everything. I do kind of wish that, like, wills, like, from dead party members were more of a thing in RPGs, though. Like, the closest thing that is, like, kind of happens to that is in Persona 3 Reload, but, yeah, spoilers. Okay, yeah, surprised how Falcom can blindside. Apparently Arxis got completely blindsided when Falcom announced Tokyo Xanadu EX. Yeah, and like, people didn't even, like, know that, like, the Trails in the Sky remake was happening until, like, Nintendo just dropped it in a direct, and it's like, wait, what? This is happening? So yeah, we've now speedrun Ike, I guess. Hey, Ike also inherits the Mercenary company after his, you know, father figure dies. Although it was a literal father in that case. So, yeah, this is a massive, massive game mechanic. And, it's kind of cool. Like, I honestly really like it. What race would Shinnon hate in this game? Yeah, all of them. But yeah, now we finally have that other question mark in our menu filled out. So, what this does is it lets you basically make like, I really like this. It lets you make use of your blades that you are not using, that are, like, in your reserves. So, and it's kind of a cool thing to imply that, oh, hey, Shadowblade, you got the Pyro Mithra Amiibo dual pack. I'm pretty sure I have that one. That's cool. But it's kind of a cool way to imply that the blades you're not using are going off and doing their own thing. And, like, have their own stuff to do. It is really cool. So, yeah. So, first mission. This one's just the tutorial to it. It only requires, strength +1. So, I guess I can...
Off we go, we go!
It's sad that Electra fulfills that requirement.
I'll do it.
So, any blade that you send on a Merc mission is gonna end up getting, like, stuff in their affinity chart filled out. And this actually can affect, like, nodes that you haven't, like, made progress towards either. So, there are some nodes, I think, that can only, like, that can only be filled, like, in one specific way, like, without Merc missions. But other than that, like, if you have a node on somebody's chart that you... Like, a lot of the ones that are just, like, kill insert enemy name here a certain number of times, you can actually fulfill the requirements of those just by Merc missions. It's, like, implied the blade just fought that enemy type off screen. So, yeah, it's a good way to get, a, like, affinity chart on blades you're not actively using. So I guess I'll just chuck in a couple of random things. Look at all these overlapping voice clips. And also, yes, people in the chat are mentioning Ursula's new groove PTSD. I'll explain that later. And yeah, if you choose, also, yeah, the generic ones just have, you know, Team Suzukaze. But every, like, named blade has their own Merc mission team name.
Zapmeisters, fallen! Full speed ahead!
Just show me the way.
Oh yeah, and there are some things that explicitly require Merc missions. Huh, I think actually a bit of that music is the same as, like, part of the Gormod theme. That's actually kind of cool. So, missions take a certain amount of real time, so it's always a good idea to have... Oh, wow, I said all the worst blades on that mission, I just realized. Thank you, Kingsman, Team Jobbers. But yeah, so, like, it's always a good idea to have Merc missions going in the background while you're playing. And, like, so you can make progress on them while you're doing the main story, or other quests, right? Well, here's the problem. There's a certain blade named Ursula, and her entire, like, personal side quest relies on doing Merc missions over and over and over again. If you get Ursula early and are able to work on those during the main story, then it's totally fine. But if you get Ursula, if you're like me, and you get Ursula as your last rare blade, then that is why her blade quest...
Zapmeisters have returned!
I hope things went well.
So that's why her quest takes, like, at minimum 12 hours when fully optimized. Because that's how long you have to wait for her Merc missions to complete. And if you get her at the end of the game, when you've done every side quest and beaten every super boss and have nothing left to do, yeah. You can see why I 99%ed this game. Ursula was the one quest that I never did.
You better report in then.
So yeah, in the original, like, before this game got patched, you could not skip those voice clips, and that was particularly annoying for One Blade, but also Ursula, because that's why people have PTSD of, we are Ursula's new groove, and we'll do what we can, because she said that every time you sent her out on a mission, and, you had to send her out on missions for 12 hours. So you would hear a lot of that line.
Let him come.
So yeah, generic blades have just, increased their affinity charts on their own. So yeah, this is going to be a cool way to get upgrades on things. It's also a good way to, like, level up the elemental mastery on your, like, random blades, because you might need, like, you know, more levels of, like, lightning mastery and stuff like that. And you can just easily get those by sending random generics on Merc missions. And you thought Crankakai was bad. I never played Yokai Watch, but that is literally gacha. And now we have to go back and talk to the guys here. Yeah, that one only took 1 mission. Sorry. That mission only took 1 minute. That is a mercy. That's an absolute mercy. You will not get that mercy with later Merc missions. And yeah, sometimes if you talk to people in town, they will give you Merc missions. Also, Merc missions can depend on the development level of each Titan. So when you level up like the development level of Titans by doing side quests and talking to people and buying stuff from shops, then not only will you get expanded shop inventories, but you will also get more Merc missions. And some of the Merc missions also will, like, increase the development level, or actually let more things be sold in shops. So yeah, there's actually quite a lot to the Merc mission system. You'll need to do, like it is something that you want to have going on in the background, because it can really help you in other ways. And it also is a great way to rank up your, stuff. Oh yeah, you have to do an exam every time you, like, rank up the Merc group after getting a certain, like, level of Merc missions. They're usually not that bad, but some of them are kind of interesting. So yeah, now we've completed Vandham's last wish. So what do we do now in the story? Well, about that.
I reckon the quickest route is back to Argentum, ship to Morag, then on to the Praetorium.
If we're lucky, there'll be a guild ship at the port.
Can't say no to a free ride. Let's go and see.
It doesn't cost anything?
Salvagers can board guild ships for free. I'll negotiate for you guys, too.
Oh, that's a really nice privilege.
That would be big help.
So yeah, we're supposed to go back to Argentum right now. This is actually a pretty good time if you're playing this game on your own time and not, like, streaming it on, like, a bit of a time crunch. This is actually a really good time to do side quests. Like, go all over the world and do a bunch of side quests. The side quests in this game are just really, really good in general. Going to work at 3 in the morning, wow, there's someone in the chat, but, and hearing Rex sound like this throws you for a loop. Yeah, I'll probably go into that later, but I kind of wish they got Al Weaver back for the DLC in 3, but yeah. Also, hi, Music Rock Life, you finally caught a stream, that's cool. So yeah, let's go, yeah, because now we have missions for every region. So let's say we got an Argentum. This one, oh yeah, this thing right here, Fruity Rice Contract, Adventures Contract. This increases the stock of shops, so you'll definitely want to do these. These other ones just give you stuff. But here we go. So this one requires Mega Lance and Bitball. Do I have any, like, disengaged, I can take you, and then I can take you. So that fulfills the minimum of this mission, but suggested field skills, so Expeditionist and Dark Mastery, that will make the mission go faster. This is what I meant by Ursula's quest taking 12 hours when fully optimized. That 12 hours assumes you have all of the suggested field skills for every single one of her Merc missions, of which you will be doing hundreds. I do not know why they set up Ursula's quest the way they did. And I also know why, like, if Ursula was obtained automatically early in the main story, it would have been fine, but because she's a random blade, and, like, people used to think she was one of the best, healers, and I think people heavily dispute that now, not just because her Merc mission sucks. Okay, you have Expeditionist.
Yes, sir. Wait till you see me in action. Won't let you down.
Just remember to have fun.
Yeah, they got back everybody else in, like, all of the other voice actors for the most part in future Redeemed. Okay, so Gormod has a lot of these available. That's because I have a higher development level. And, oh, I can't actually show off the thing. But I can show off something else. So this one has mission requirements male. Oh, right, I only have one squad. Yeah, you get access to more squads when your Merc level goes up, so I actually can't take on these other ones. But I wanted to show this because putting Florin on a team that requires male counts as male, and that's kind of a spoiler because Florin's gender isn't actually revealed until their quest. And also, Rock doesn't count as male or female. And they're the only one who works like that. Oh, here we go. Allies of Justice 1 requires Godfrey as leader. Now, obviously, you don't actually have this unless you have Godfrey, but I believe these lead to Godfrey's actual quest, which you can't get until way later in the game, though, because, like, it's on a Titan that we don't have access to right now. But anyway, yeah, Justice Loving Soul level 1+. This is literally the only thing that Godfrey's field skills are good for, so it sucks. But yeah, you do want to, like, focus on the ones that give contracts. Yes, as we all know, Rock's gender is 4. But you want to focus on any, missions that give you, contracts. Because if you need to buy everything from a store in order to unlock the, deeds that store. And the deeds give you really interesting things like increased movement speed and increased collection rate. So, yeah, right now, I think we're actually expected to use the Fonza Mima port, even though we can just fast travel to... Argentum. I guess it's just another point where, like, the story ignores that fast travel exists. Yeah, Rock is currently, Rock's number is currently out of service. Please call again later. I still think that the daytime Fonza Mima theme is just very weird and a bit unfitting. I much prefer the nighttime theme. Oh boy. Also, yes, Chitty, I love this game too. Yeah, actually, I should mention this, RDM Watcher Buy. So, yeah, some Merc missions can be repeated. So yeah, there's some of them, I think the ones that are pink are one time, and all the others are repeatable. I could be wrong about that, but I know the pink ones are more special, so I would assume the pink ones aren't repeatable. That's, another aspect of Merc missions. I think you get slightly less rewards if you do them again, but the Ursula ones being repeatable is a big reason of why her quest takes so long. Oh, and hey, Luna Amethyst. Oh, you have a new home. That's cool. That's nice. Yeah, I'm getting a new roof on my house soon because a storm smashed it. Now, do we get taken straight into that scene when we go to Gormod, or are we gonna have to activate it ourselves? Oh, I have a Yu Narukami figure on my desk right now that I got in Japan. I just unboxed it recently. It's a pretty nice one. It's the same brand as the Elizabeth figure that I had a while ago.
Hey, it's Rex!
Rex come back alive?
Rex have many sidekicks now.
Quite the little celebrity, aren't we?
Well, you know, I've been trading here for a while. Anyway, I'll find us a ride to the Empire. You guys go on ahead to the inn.
Sounds good. See you around then.
What a good time to join the stream. Exactly. Oh, wait, no, I think other things happened before this? No, yeah. Also, we've lost our entire party, so yeah, we need to go ahead and... Yes, I know, there are new Merc missions. I only have one squad right now. I can't exactly deal with them. This must be like what being like a, I don't know, employer of like, feels like sometimes. Yes, I will get to your urgent task. I just don't have enough employees to put on that job right now. Oh, right, I don't have a lot of money right now. I need more. I'll take one more Narsapear jelly. These are my, like, emergency boss fight, thing. Do I have some, like, salvaging materials I can turn in? Yeah, I think it is coming up. Lunamet's just gotta get internet back. How are you watching this if you don't have internet right now? Precious quartz. Wasn't there a, oh, yeah, that's a trails, yeah, reminds me of, like, trails. But, like, Hele. I always hear misread your name as he. Meanwhile, oh, Banner's not here right now. Interesting. Also, Banner's, like, bodyguards look like Cobra Bubbles from Lilo and Stitch. Which, by the way, I just saw that there's a trailer. They're doing a live-action version of that. Why? Why do they keep making Disney live-action remakes? Well, I know the reason why. Money, but still. Yes, we're getting this game's version of Hot Spring Hijinks very, very soon. Don't worry. I'm just talking to these people because this increases Argentum's, like, development level. It's really funny how you can actually talk to Banner, like, after, like, your Banner supposedly thinks you're dead. Like, you can just go back, like, warp back here and talk to him. Because Disney never learns, unfortunately. Yep. Banner vented. Yeah, Banner would be the imposter if in a game of Among Us. I wonder if, like, he'd probably either be, like, the best imposter ever, or at least the most, like, obvious one. Like, the moment that he's exposed, he's like, aha, yes, it was me, it's me, Banner, all along. Banner is best villain pawn. Oh yeah, anybody who has this icon over their head is gonna give you a Merc mission. There's actually a couple of Merc missions that are, like, required to, like, get important quests later as well. Yeah, I do want to talk about the thing regarding, oh, hi, everyone's here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I want to talk about the thing, regarding... I'm pretty sure she's involved in Ursula's Ursula's quest, but I don't think that is it, because I don't have Ursula right now. Banner is just wow, how did I not realize that Banner is just Wario? I feel like Banner just is like, yeah, he is really similar to Wario. Also, there's a ladder here that I missed earlier. Like, all these areas are surprisingly, like, expansive. There's like, even in the towns, there's a lot to explore. Like, I keep finding treasure chests in places that I've, like, every time I replay this game, I keep finding treasure chests in places that I never discovered before. Yeah, there's a ladder up here, too. The special Ox Core, we already picked up massive melee Mithra. So, if that's what you're referring to, I already have it. So I know that we need to get to, like, the very top deck here, and I have forgotten exactly how we get up there. Because the stairs seem to end here, unless you just go outside. Why is there a person with a trophy sitting there? That sounds really dangerous. That sounds like most Nopon would not survive the age of 5. Oh, right, now I remember this. Ferrara goes, like, all over the place, and you have to, like, track him down in, like, every region of the game. Yeah, I remember this being a pain. I forget exactly what it gets you. 12 brother sister pond's also a thing, yeah. I think if you find all 12 of them, then that shop starts selling, like, a drink that I don't think is as good as Nasty Pear Jelly, so I'm still not sure why. Near the other set of stairs, okay. I don't want to get Corvin. I just don't want to at all. I don't like... Well, I don't like using, like, blatantly overpowered DLC in, like, during the main story. It just... I feel like it just ruins things. Although, on the other hand, like, HB and, like, a lot of the characters in Xenoblade X were actually DLC in Japan, and were made free in the English version, which is kind of weird, but yeah. This isn't one of those areas where you're like, you can technically find, like, the way to get up to the top flight deck, in your first visit to this place, but it's just like, and that may save you some time later. Pick up him and Crossette and then yeet them into Merc missions? Maybe, but that would require going to, I don't like Crossette either, I'm sorry, it's just like, it bothers me that, like, the one good healer is only good because she's actually an attacker in disguise. Like, her whole thing is that she gets stronger every health potion she picks up, and it's meant to incentivize you to pick up health potions, but actually it actually means that she's not even a healer at all, she's just an attacker disguised as a healer. Yeah. And the fact that she's just so overpowered and is paid DLC, and, like, speedruns use her for, like, the entire run, I'm sorry, yeah. It's kind of like how, I don't like using the bracelets in, like, the main story in Fire Emblem Engage. I will use them in the post-game and in the DLC. Except maybe Three Houses. I use that sometimes because, like, that one's kind of, like, given to you at the start. I don't use any of them during the, you know, the whole point where you lose your stuff, though. Oh, right, there's a staircase here. Wow, I am dumb. How did I miss that?
You're all mine.
Calm your mind.
And I don't have Knock on Wisdom because Boreas and Poppy are currently at the inn. That is incredible. Is that Papu? I think that is Papunin.
You're all mine.
Also, yeah, so, though granted, I will say one thing, you know how, like, right when I was ragging on using DLC during, like, the main game, I will say, I did end up going into the DLC menu and grabbing all of the legendary core crystals in the DLC. And that was entirely a convenience thing for, like, I want to open core crystals at the end of every stream, and otherwise I would have to, like, farm them and stuff, so I'm just doing that, and I'm just gonna, like, have those lying there for when I need them. So I'm sorry I'm being kind of a hypocrite, but yeah, that is the one DLC I am gonna be using. Oh, hi, little treasure trove sticking out in the middle of nowhere. And as I said, like, earlier in the game, it immensely bothers me that the only way to remove rage status in this whole game is exclusive to, Corvin. Yeah, so that one's actually worth a lot of money. It's nice to just go around and find, like, chests and stuff. Yeah, Soren Vale is really fun, but yeah, I try and limit myself with that. I mean, maybe if I'm doing, like, another playthrough and I really want a change of pace, then I'll use them, but I don't really like to really rely on them. Rock and Hound Dog, I've heard some statements that Burned Outer is not a good bow knight. Okay, so this is, like, totally, also, by the way, this is the wheelhouse of this whole, giant ship. But yeah, speaking of Bernadetta, so funny you should mention Bernadetta. This is kind of filler, but also, this chapter is kind of the filler of Xenoblade 2 anyway, so I guess I can say this. So, recently, because I found out Someone Cho did this, I did a quiz on, like, can you name all the Fire Emblem Three Houses characters? There's one of these for most Fire Emblem games. Now, annoyingly, they list the classes of every character, and that's always, oh, right, this door. Oh, it's easier to break than I thought. Okay, yeah. But that door is important for stuff later on in the game. I forgot that Argentum Trade Guild just extended all the way up this far. But, like, yeah, so anyway, what I was saying is, so, speaking of Vale, sorry, Bernadetta, like, yeah, I was doing that thing, and, like, the quizzes list, like, the classes of every character, and, like, if you are in any way familiar with the, like, any of the Fire Emblem games, you will instantly know half the cast by their classes. For example, when I was doing the Radiant Dawn test, I eventually looked, and it was like, oh, right, yeah, like, the moment that you notice, you're actually supposed to go out here to find the flight deck, by the way, oh, Energy Room door is the real one that's hard to break. Yeah, I remember this one. This one is very important later on. But anyway, so yeah, so those quizzes, yeah, and also this is the flight deck that we're meant to go out onto.
Arrived.
Here we go, Goldmouth flight deck.
All in one piece.
Like, I was in the Radiant Dawn one, and I instantly knew who I was missing when I saw, like, 2 Falcon Knights in there. I was like, oh yeah, Tanith and Sagoon, yeah. But I've done a few of these quizzes on, like, oh yeah, we already got Greedy Monster. You can get, sorry that I'm flitting around and stuff, but, Greedy Monster, we got that for free by talking to Razzly Dazzly at the bottom of Argentum. Yeah, so if you don't get it for free, you have to pay 9,000 gold for it. But that actually gets you a guaranteed rare blade later in the game, so it's important that you get that info. But yeah, if we go up there, we're gonna trigger a certain event, so I just want to maybe explore a little bit around here as well before I do that. But yeah, anyway, so what I tried to do with some of those quizzes was just to, like, not look at them, and just try and see how many characters I could name without having the crutch of seeing their classes. I kind of wish there was a way to turn that off. Anyway, the reason why I got into this tangent entirely because of a mention of Bernadetta, is that, I got through all of it, and it's, like, the reason why I like these quizzes is, and it was the same for, like, Pokemon as well. I tried Pokemon Gen 1, and in those quizzes, and they're actually a unique way of finding out which characters in a game that are the most forgettable to you. Because often you'll get, like, 90% of them, and then there'll be, like, 4 or 5 characters that you just can't remember, and you're just totally stuck. Like, what happened with me was, that I was just like, oh, okay, so I got all this. Wait, there are 2 more in the Golden Deer I don't remember? There's 1 in Blue Lions? There are 4 in Black Eagles that I don't remember? What? That also really shows my class bias, my biases for the different classes. And so I eventually realized, so who I forgot was, I forgot, weirdly enough, Lysithea for Golden Deer. I don't know why I forgot her, but she was one of the people that I forgot. Ingrid was the one I forgot for Blue Lions, and I did eventually remember her, so I got all the Blue Lions. And then Black Eagles. No, I didn't forget Dedue. Dedue was one of the first. Because sometimes characters are memorable for being unmemorable. I remember Dedue specifically because he's the one of the Blue Lions that I find the least interesting. And that makes him interesting, by proxy. Yeah, I can't believe that I forgot Lysithea. And then, so yeah, I was going through, I was like, okay, wait, Petra. So Petra was the first one that I got for, oh, right, you're the salvaging rank person. Yeah, you're actually really hard to find. One of the reasons I wanted to Let's Play this game was to actually show off this person. Sorry that I'm going all over the place, but okay, so yeah. So Petra was the first one I remembered, and then I'm like, because I try to remember, I'm like, okay, every class has, like, a healer, a dedicated black mage, like a tank, a cavalry. So I'm like trying to remember them by like roles and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, wait, who in the Black Eagles am I forgetting? And I did have Caspar. I didn't forget him. He was one of the first that I remembered. And it turned out I got everybody, and there was one Black Eagles character who I could not remember for the life of me. I was like, wait, I legitimately can't even think of any more Black Eagles. Like, I've got them all. Why is there an empty slot there? And, it was Bernadetta. And that sums up a lot about me. About my character preferences in Three Houses. And that's gonna irritate, like, that's gonna annoy a lot of people, but I do feel like Bernadetta is that one character who you either really love her or you really hate her. There's no in-between with her. It's just, yeah. No, I got Hubert second, because I'm like, okay, Edelgard Hubert, because, like, the Lords and Retainers are the most memorable pairs. So I'm actually wondering, like, would any of you be interested in, like, seeing me do some of those on a stream? Because they're actually kind of fun social experiments in seeing which characters you forget. I could do some Pokemon ones too. Maybe even some Persona Social Link quizzes like that. Yeah, it's really funny, the fact that, like, I don't even like Three Houses or its cast very much anymore. Like, I'm really sorry, but, like, I've been totally soured on everything in Fodlan, including the cast by proxy. Like, anyway, I don't want to get too negative. But I still remember them all, but it's probably because there's just so few party members in that game, so it's easy to remember them. Why not? Salvaging rank should be... Congratulations! Rex at rank E! The rank that everybody gets on their first playthrough of Mad Space. If you do not say that, you are lying. It's also the rank that most people get in City Escape on their first time playing Sonic Adventure 2. But, like, seriously, I would like to know if anybody here, actually got a higher rank than E on their first attempt of Mad Space. Because that's impressive. You are now baby level salvager. I remember, like, at one point, like, you actually get banner level salvager, and that's more insulting than baby, I feel. Like seriously, like being ranked equal to banner as a salvager, I do think that is way worse than baby. That's like still announcing to the Erebonian army she's a rank F bracer. Yeah, you can do that if you do, like, no side quests in Trails in the Sky SC. I mean, I like the implication that Banner was a salvager in his youth, though. So, we're finally going to Morag, the land of the think-you-can-take-me's. Oh, right, you have to pay for this. Yes, blades count as people for this. Well, I mean, you know, they count as people in general, but yeah. How many non-salvages? Quite a lot. Oh yeah, it would have been cool if the highest rank was Stout Heart, because that's Rex's title in Xenoblade 3 DLC. Yeah, I guess we'll pay 3,000. Yeah, I like Ignatz too. I remembered Ignatz pretty quickly in that quiz. 1 ticket to Morag. Oh, and you have a star on your thing, so I should talk to you. Friends should not rush. Well, this game doesn't really have much in the way of deadlines, so it doesn't really matter if you, like, go to Morag. But what does matter is when we start this quest, we end up, getting dragged into a certain cutscene of sorts that you will see in a moment. And then after I've got the party back, I'm gonna have to go and, go back to that door that requires super strength, which I think Poppy has? Oh yes, I'm so glad that people have listened to the Think You Can Take Me remix. That is amazing. Like, I was actually considering making my own version of that at one point, but, like, having to pitch it up or down to the song's, like, actual, like pitch, that adds a lot to it. I wouldn't have done that. And now, once again, I'm going to turn the volume all the way up, but for all the wrong reasons. Oh, cyberspace, I'm back where I miss. Well, you came back just in time, cyberspace.
Right. So it looks like we're heading out tomorrow. Everyone, make sure you're ready by then.
Understood.
Affirmative.
Sorry to pause again here, but someone in the chat, Nocturnal Decay, says you did the Path of Radiance quiz and got tripped up because you didn't know how to spell Toronu's name. Same with me. I got tripped up because for the life of me, I keep forgetting whether Khalil has one L or two L's. And where the two L's are. Whether it's like the middle L that's a double L or the end L that's a double L.
The tea here is lovely.
You can find quality goods here from all around, Orist. You like the place?
Yes. If there's time before we leave, I think I'll have another cup later.
Feels so good to rest in a proper inn after a long voyage.
Yeah, it's good to be on familiar shores again.
And here we go. Oh, that's amazing. That's also amazing. So, tragedy of tragedies, that sleeping cap on Dromark is not an unlockable costume.
You! How did you... What? What are you doing in my bed?
Wait!
Ah! Get out! Interloper! Monster!
Wait a minute, would you? Ow! You're the one in my room. The guy's room, see?
I can't believe it. I did it again. I am such an idiot.
Is this what they call sleepwalking?
You were staring.
Huh?
Pervert!
Whoa, what?
She's certainly exposing an awful lot of skin.
Pot, meat kettle.
Would you care to explain what that is supposed to mean, my good sir?
Have you looked in a mirror recently?
I mean, Gramps has fur. I think that's kind of different.
Hi, Pyra.
Oh, good morning.
Listen, about earlier.
I'm sorry about Mithra. She gets very confused when she's just woken up.
See?
It didn't get violent, did it?
No, I didn't do anything weird. Not a thing.
No. It was more Mithra I was worrying about.
Oh, right. I guess she did throw a thing or two.
Oh no. So that was where that came from. I'm sorry. Did it hurt a lot?
No, not at all. Really, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Honestly, my head is still a little painful.
To be young again.
Indeed, indeed.
We a little romance in our lives, too, eh?
Actually, I'm quite all right.
Dromark confirmed ace, I guess? I don't know. But, yeah. So, that scene, yeah. I do like the fact that, like, Pyra actually apologizes. She's just like, yeah, Mithra's an idiot sometimes. That happens. And also, I guess I can just talk about, because we're about to get a serious scene right now, so, let's just kind of discuss that. I also love the fact that they actually acknowledge that, like, they have the pain link, so Pyra felt that as well. Pyra probably woke up and was just like, and found her head, like, hurting, and she's like, oh no, what did Mithra do this time? But also, that was also, like, back when I had my weird obsession with D&D when I first played this, as opposed to my weird obsession with Sonic right now. But, like, So I envision this scene as, like, Mithra's player, like, saying that she throws a bunch of stuff at, like, Rex, and then it's like, okay, so Rex, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Mithra, you also take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and then Mithra's like, oh, damn it, I forgot that was a thing. But, yes. So, that scene. I like to consider that the equivalent of, like, this game's equivalent of, like, Persona's hot spring scenes. It's a bad anime tropey moment, but it's really the only one like that, and the rest of the game gets way better and doesn't do that again, generally, apart from, like, Pyra and Mithra's outfits, which you can at least fix Mithra's outfit with, the Smash, outfit in a patch. So, yeah, the problem, I feel, is that, none of the other Xenoblade games really have a scene like that, and that does taint this game's reputation a lot. It does suck when games are judged by, like, one thing, like, for example, Persona 5 Strike. I play a lot of games like this. Unfortunately, so, like, where, like, most of the, like, 99% of the game is great, but, like, that one scene that everyone knows about is, like, bad and like, again, Persona 5 Strikers, fantastic action RPG. It happens to have, like, one, like, 5-minute scene where there's a hot spring trope, and that's the only thing that the internet remembers about that game. Yeah, it's probably meant to be, and as Anonymous says in the chat, it's probably meant to be comic relief after what happened in Chapter 3. And that, in my mind, would be fine if it was, like, not nearly that. Like, for example, like honestly, I think Blushy Crushy is way funnier than that scene. So if that was, like, Blushy Crushy and it was a story moment rather than a heart-to-heart, maybe it would have been better, I don't know, maybe it would have been worse to some people. Anyway, but I'm sure I have more to say about this, so just trying to get my thoughts in order, which is a bit harder to do, like, live. Yeah, I do think the hot spring scene in Persona 4 is worse, because, like, there the girls act, like, very, very out of character and don't even apologize for it, and in 5 Strikers, it's really bad because Makoto goes very out of character as well. Like, at least with this, it makes sense. Like, we know Mithra is tsundere. That is pretty obvious from the moment that we first see her. So, like, it's not too, like, out of nowhere, her reaction here. But, I love how most of the chat right now is, like, saying, we stan Blushy Crushy here. And I'm like, yeah, Blushy Crushy was, like, legitimately funny. So, yeah, like that, see, that's how you do, like, a comic relief, quote-unquote, anime moment a lot better than that, but, like, because it's just, like, this is just a fairly standard, like, accidental pervert moment, blah, 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 yeah, okay. And that's about all I have to say about this. Oh, wait, Valkyria Chronicles 4 had a hot spring moment. Oh, sorry, I forgot about mentioning your super chat, Kwang, earlier. And yeah, so the interesting thing about Mithra making a bad first impression, that is entirely by design. Mithra is supposed to make a bad first impression. And the reasons why are actually really sad, but you mainly figured out that context by playing Torna. But anyway, I did notice somebody earlier in the chat saying that they apologize, but they just really don't like this game. Alright, that's my main point about this as well. So, maybe this Mithra scene wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for the fact that we're about to get launched into even more filler. But first, Morag. Yeah, with Blushy Crushy, everyone finds that cringe in-universe. That's why it works. Like, in-universe cringe is really hard to do right, but that was it done right. And guess who it is? It's Scottish Moth! That is my name for this guy since I first played this, and I will stand by it. Scottish Moth.
I have returned from my assignment, Your Majesty.
Welcome back, Morag. You too, Bridget.
Morag is here to save us from that scene.
I'm honored.
It is good to see you again, Bridget.
Wait, hang on. Skipping the Mithra scene also skips this scene? How?
You look well too, Aegean.
So this Aegis truly was the genuine article?
Indeed.
And the boy?
From his garments, he appeared to be a young salvager.
I would be most interested in meeting him.
That can be arranged.
We have received reports of an attack on a ship headed for the Praetorium.
A transport vessel.
Yes, carrying a cargo of core crystals.
Core crystals. Torna's work, then.
Most likely. According to a lucky survivor, the culprit was a masked man.
Jin. It must have been him.
This is the third time. From what I hear, Urian vessels have also suffered significant damage.
My sincere apologies. This is all my fault, Your Majesty. I let that Torna girl off lightly. I should have interrogated her more.
You set the captive loose because you felt it necessary, did you not? That is enough for me. Besides which, if this really is the doing of that masked man,
He's so
I
tiny,
doubt he
wow.
would have been stopped, even by an army 5,000 strong. We have more pressing issues to consider.
Such as?
The Senate have independently resumed the excavation of Judicium.
The pro-war faction. Senator Roderick.
The loss of those core crystals must have made them restless. Judicium is a very delicate region. It would be unwise to provoke Uriah.
I understand your meaning. If the Senate make any unsavory moves, we can take action.
I'm counting on you, dear sister.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, what? Wow, okay. Morag's the sister of the Emperor. And yes, Jin is playing Dynasty Warriors, apparently. I mean, you know, JRPG protagonists be like that. Or antagonists in this case. And yes, we have a villainous Senate again. Just like another, well, just like a Fire Emblem game. So now that we've been freed from the anime filler comic relief scene, surely we will have a nice filler-free time on our way to Morag, right? Oh, of course.
Safely.
Our Merc group came back after all that.
Not a bad job,
So yeah, skipping the after job dialogue is a feature of a patch, which thankfully I played this game after that it got patched.
From strength to strength.
Shitty, you're playing Unicorn Overlord right now. I probably should play Unicorn Overlord at some point. Yes, indeed, they are the Senate. I like how some people refer to, like, Palpatine as the Senate, like it's his name, just because of what he says there. Okay, so now I want to go to the, whatever that was, and, do I get these contracts, or do I do Allies of Justice 1? This is only 20 minutes, maybe I should do this. And it gives me an excuse to get rid of Godfrey for a while. That's just what these missions are. They're like you sending Godfrey on a snipe hunt so that he's not in your party. So I need strength 10 plus and 2 knuckle claws. Do I even have, like, enough strength 10 plus? Okay, well, unfortunately, Godfrey counts as one of them. And Electra counts. And then I need 2 knuckle claws. I have 1, and then I have, there you go.
No problem.
And Godfrey has to lead this.
From today, we're the bravest of the brave. Follow me, everyone. Good luck!
Yes, the bravest of the brave to be allies with Godfrey. Yeah, so, like, as you can see there, the mission's timer is now, like, 18 minutes instead of 20 minutes. So the time is cut down if you have, like, the appropriate field skills. I would have expected it to be cut down a little bit more than that, but oh well. Oh, right, I was supposed to go and open that door that I couldn't do before. I want to... No, Poppy has leaping. I know... Who has super strength? Oh, Poppy does have it. Nice. Yeah, Godfrey's voice is not great either. Yeah, Banner's bedroom. We are in Banner's bedroom, of all places. And he has a giant photo of himself here, because of course he does. I still can't believe I never really realized the Banner Wario comparisons. And Banner had a common core crystal in his bedroom, because he couldn't afford anything more. But we also do have this.
I hope it is something good.
Yeah, this thing right here. Yeah, the door teases you. The door is an easy unlock, but this requires 6 levels of fortitude and 5 levels of Nopon wisdom. So, it's gonna be a while before we can open that one. Yeah, that must be why I remember this room, because it's just like, yeah, they really tease you. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, they put the easy field check at the front, and then it's like, actually, yeah.
So?
Nope, turns out that, it's a lot harder to rob Banner than you might think. Surprisingly. Okay, there's another Merc mission there, which I may as well pick up. Now, this part of the Goldmouth flight deck, I do remember it pretty distinctly because it's involved in a quest for a very important blade later. So yeah, if you played anything of this game, you might remember this area, but that's not until way later. And don't worry, even though it is a side quest, I definitely intend to show that off, because it's amazing. Huge delivery from Morag. Is that suspicious? No matter where you go, you can't escape Banner, yeah. Except in Xenoblade 3, where I don't think there's a Banner in Xenoblade 3. There is like a villainous Nopon in a side quest, but it's not Banner, unfortunately.
This light. What is it? Rock's core crystal. It was like a stone. What happened?
Don't you remember, Rex? Vandham told you. Core crystals don't die. They always regenerate after a while.
Regenerate?
Ready to be reawakened by a new driver.
So, if I resonated with it now...
Then a new rock would be born into this world.
A new rock? Vandham's blade.
What do?
I'm not sure. Taking Vandham's old partner. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, but maybe he would have wanted you to do it. Just do whatever.
Right.
Probably time we headed for the ship, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll go ahead and register us for boarding.
Nia, do we really need to rush?
Sure, we could take our time and miss out on the good seats. Oops.
Ow.
Oops.
What was that kid's problem?
Rex! Your bag!
Huh? No. No. No!
What have you lost now?
Rock's core crystal. It's not here.
You mean the little blighter?
After him, at once!
Titan's foot!
And so, filler. Yeah, like, I appreciate that we are getting to awaken Rock's core crystal, but I feel like they easily could have done it in the same way as the beastly core crystal, which just happens just on its own over story progress. Here, we are forced to chase this random kid who stole Rock's core crystal before we go to Morag, because filler. Yeah, this is why I don't like Chapter 4. There are other reasons why other people don't like Chapter 4, but this is the main reason why I don't like it.
That little thief looked pretty young, right?
Yeah. And those ears. Got Motty for sure.
So let's see. There, that's the brat.
Whoa! What do you think you're doing?
Why, that little... He stole the old ship.
What now?
Let's go. Are there any other? There's one. Get him.
Hey, Rex. What's the big hurry?
Lend me a boat.
What? I mean, sure, but why?
There was a pickpocket. Took our core crystal. Over there.
Over there?
Hold it! Bring that ship back here!
Why, that's Pittman's ship.
I love that guy's
Your
voice.
thief's on board that thing.
Please.
All right, then. The key's in the slot, so you can take her right out.
Thanks. I'll bring her back as soon as I can.
No worries. Go get him, Rex.
We promise we won't get this Titan dissolved in stomach acid of a bigger Titan this time. Grand Theft ship, yeah. Like, it's like, I like bits of Chapter 4. The good parts do outweigh the bad, but the bad are very egregious, especially this. The reason why this stands out is, as many people in the chat have said, they have seen worse filler in RPGs. The main reason this sticks out is, this is like the only filler this game has. So it just hurts so much, knowing when you've got, like, such a filler-free story,
This is where he got off.
it's just like, they felt the need to just put this in.
Right. Then let's ask around and see what we can find.
There is only one reason why this whole sequence exists, and that is to awaken Rock's core crystal. And now we are forced to ask around town as well. And yeah, no. IDK, I fully agree. Cold Steel 4 is way worse about filler. Oh, it's raining. That's kind of cool. Cold Steel 4 is particularly bad, because, like, you could cut almost all of Chapter 2 of that game, which takes about, like, 20 hours, and nothing would really change about the story. Cold Steel 4 is just, it's so disappointing. That game was like the end of a gigantic arc and in Trails, and like 60% of that game is filler. Like Cold Steel, they easily could have fit Cold Steel 3 and 4's story into one game. If they just cut down a little bit in Cold Steel 3 and a lot in Cold Steel 4, they could have fit Cold Steel 3 and 4 into one game. But no, Falcom probably just needed to shore up their numbers for sales, and they're like, yeah, and then and they wonder why the sales of Trails have been declining, yeah. And then like, you know, Daybreak 1 was apparently returned to form, and then Daybreak 2 went back to being a whole game of filler. So, we just got important exposition there about Indol, how there's a big divide between rich and poor there, I guess, or not. I wasn't actually paying attention because I was ranting about Trails of Cold Steel. Hey, it's Myron! Hi there. See, here's the thing. I agree with you, Philippe and Feather. I am glad Rock gets some attention during the story. The problem that I have, though, is that, like, after this point, Rock just never really talks again, and like, they easily could have just fixed the problem by not having the filler, and then having Rock be more of an active participant in the main game. Just have Rock talk more often. Meanwhile, this guy's talking politics when we're trying to find an escaped thief. But yeah. So speaking of which, if you actually go around Gormott after Chapter 2, it is very interesting because you'll find some people who mention that, like, while Dougal was kind of a dumb jerk and how, you know, in a lot of ways running him out of town was a good thing, he also was, like, the only person here who knew vaguely how to run things. And so with Dougal gone, like, things actually did kind of go downhill a little bit for Gormott while they found a replacement and actually trained them on, like, governing the town. And also the water tower. People complain about somebody broke the water tower, and they're like, those no-good Torna terrorists destroying our water tower. And then you're just like, ... About that, yeah. Let me see if I can actually give the cow some more food. No. I think... Wait, no wonder this cow becomes a super boss. We're giving it acid tomatoes and deadly kiwis. Yeah, Cold Steel 1 and 2 also probably could have been condensed into one game as well. Like, the Cold Steel arc in general was, like, way too bloated. At the time, I didn't notice because Cold Steel 1 was my first Trails game, but after playing Azure and seeing just how much in Azure they managed to fit into one game... Like, if that was Cold Steel, they definitely would have split Azure into 2 games. I'd like to hear the details. Okay, we need to talk to Otto the Woodcutter now. That is certainly the cow food of all time, yes. We're giving it acid. Again, this thing canonically grows up to become a super boss, so I suppose that makes sense. Oh, right, we have to go all the way over to the lumber camp here. Lumber camp, what is this, Age of Empires? And yeah, like, elephant in the room, all of Cold Steel 2 happens during Azure's final chapter. Yeah, exactly. That's how much they crammed into Azure. And, like, Azure has, like, no filler as well. I was really impressed by Azure's pacing after, like, because I played it after I played Cold Steel 4. I have heard Reverie is better. I have Reverie in my backlog. I need to get to it someday. But I was saying... Oh, yeah, no, Nico B did recently. How did I not have this landmark yet? Yeah, Nico B got to Stardor 15 recently. Yeah, that sounds like a thing. Yeah, Elephant in the Room. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition just came out. This is a bit of a weird stream to be doing right after that comes out. Sorry, that was a big sound. I hope that's not anything in my house related. But yeah, so, I hope anyone who's playing Xenoblade X Definitive is really enjoying it, because, like, it sounds like I had issues with X, but it seems like almost all my issues got fixed in Definitive. Like, the party member system is fixed, the characters, like, get experience even when they're out of the party. You're not forced to use, like, what really shocks me is they actually changed it so that you're not forced to use Lyn and Elmer for 90% of the story. That was what really bothered me, because, like, you had, like, 15 party members or something more than that, and then, like, Lyn and Elmer are forced into every main story mission, and you don't get any, like, leaked experience, so there's really no point in, like, leveling up anybody besides those two. Yeah. Glad you're enjoying Xenoblade Definitive Edition Cyberwolf. Yeah, it seems like it might be enhanced for Switch 2, because people found code of there being a 60 frames per second, enhancement in there. Oh, I remember this now? Okay, this is actually one aspect of this, like, of this part of the game. The one part of the filler besides Rock that I will praise. This section. I wish the game did this more often. And yeah, a lot of people love HB. Though HB in Xenoblade X does expose a big problem Xenoblade has with tanks. Because, like, he's also, like, considered, like, the only good member of, like, the shield class, and it's only because he uses a different weapon than everyone else does. But I think he's also DC Douglas. I can't believe that HB was DLC in the Japanese version. So, yeah. This game doesn't do this anywhere near as much as it should. Sometimes there are quests with multiple solutions. So if you have the right skill, you can follow the footprints. But if not, then there is another way. Now, in most of my playthroughs, I have the ability to follow these footprints. But maybe I won't this time. Let's see.
Very interesting.
Oh, I don't have Fortitude. Huh. Okay, then. Who did I have who had Fortitude in my first playthrough? So I have Keen Eye, definitely. But yeah, I usually have the requirements for the footprints. But I wonder if I should try and pull blades and see if I get somebody with Fortitude. Can Fortitude be on any generics? I forget if it can or not. You can tell Takahashi is still bitter enough, bitter that the Saga games didn't sell enough to finish their story. Yeah, apparently Takahashi is trying to finish his, like, 6-part trilogy now. Through Xenoblade. Yes, I've seen the blades designed by Yusuke Kozashi, so Fortitude is only on rares. Okay. Yeah, who did I have who had Fortitude before? Interesting, huh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe let's try and see what the other method is. It's funny how you get insulted for this. And yeah, you basically get the exact same thing that you got if you did the blade stuff, which is kind of actually disappointing. I wish that was there is another quest later on that has like multiple that is more interesting with multiple different solutions. I want to kill you on principle because I don't like goggles.
Not everyone has your energy.
Sadly, Melia's not here. I know there's an exploit with Melia in Xenoblade 1 where there's a bunch of goggles that you just knock off of a cliff and get massive experience because they're like level 70 in like a level 20 area, and if you spear break them off a cliff, you get ridiculous experience. Yeah, no, I know Wolfric is focused, yeah. Okay, good, we got the Tumbly on you. I guess let's show off Azami. So yeah, so Azami has Break Shot. Look how cool that gun looks. That is actually pretty awesome. Does she have is that her default core chip though? That looks like her default core chip, which is a shame because it looks really cool, but it's also kind of bad stat-wise.
Chills. In a good way.
Just what I was thinking.
Nia, don't agree with Azami, please. Okay, let me just check Azami. Does she have a... Oh, no, she's not on... Oh, I bought a bunch of core chips, but I forgot to actually equip them. Okay. Yeah, wow, 16 regular attack. That's not good. Okay, so let's check out... Pyra's fine. Yeah, I guess you can take the slightly better chip. Oh wow, that is one of the most painful puns I've ever heard. Some Asian. Azami's gun is a Yandere Ray. Okay, yeah. That dealt me emotional damage. Yeah, Spear Break plus Starlight Kick to force topple. But you only need Spear Break. Because when you use Spear Break, they just get knocked back, and you knock them off the edge, and they die, and you get, like, massive experience. Oh, I'm level 25, okay. I remember back when I was, like, struggling with, like, my level, but, also I'm apparently logged onto the wrong enemy. Okay, there you go. Squawroar. I used to just call those things Squawroars. I must have been missing part of the thing. Oh, I think I'm probably too high in terms of volume. Let's turn that down, not have a repeat of last time. I know battles in this game are very loud in terms of voice clips. Okay. Yeah, see, now we have a generic cannon design. I wish there was a way to change back to your blade's default, like, weapon look, because Azami's default cannon looks so much better than the generic cannons. Okay, good timing with the tumbly there, Tora. No, it just died. Okay.
Back in the house. I hope things went well.
And, well, you hope things went well, but it's Godfrey, so maybe not.
It's proof that justice has been served.
Poppy, initiate rest mode.
Okay, so I have a headcanon about the Poppy Initiate Rest Mode voice clip. So there are some blades that just talk forever when they come back, well, one specifically, and whenever you get that quote, and then afterwards, Tora says, Poppy, initiate rest mode, my headcanon is that rest mode is just Poppy knocking them unconscious. And so, like, Tora's like, Poppy, initiate rest mode, and Poppy just clonks them on the back of the head, and then to just knock them out. Yeah, I had a feeling Pyro and Mithra's blade never changed its appearance, but everyone else's does. I want to say this, like, yeah, because, like, in the definitive editions of earlier Xenoblade games, they actually did let you, like, make it so that people had their default looks regardless of, like, what they were having equipped. So, okay, we finished that, with no real apparent reward. Oh, Allies of Justice 2! Justice Boogaloo, oh no. Let's get these out of the way, I guess.
I'll do it.
I need 2 bit balls. I could get rid of Florin, but, I think I'll just use the generics again.
Reporting.
I'll finish the job.
Oh, and I need 15 plus strength, blades, which I think, no, Electra doesn't qualify. Azami does. I actually forget what the strength modifier actually is. I don't even think I have enough for that. Oh, I could if I got rid of... that's a problem. Apparently Florin counts, but Electra doesn't. Okay. No, let's not do this. I don't want to get rid of my good blades right now. Yeah, that one's way easier. Oh, hey, we need 2 shield hammers. Goodbye, Godfrey and Electra. See you later.
I'll be in the other party then.
And then Ether Cannon, Expeditions, and Kenai. Yeah, Kenai's only on rares, I think, so... I think I do have at least 1 Expeditionist somewhere, though. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, strength is a general measurement of how many nodes they've unlocked. That makes sense. What's my favorite Jack Frost variant? That's hard to say. Oh, okay, no, wait, no, it isn't. Nahabiho. Not only is Nahabiho a hilarious concept, it's also just a very cool, like, demon in battle. I wanted to try and take, like, Nahabiho all the way to, like, endgame, and I didn't. Do the tracks, like... No, the tracks continue around this tree. Good. Oh, yeah, the tracks go past, like, the big T-Rex at one point, don't they? I seem to remember that. So they go, like, there. Alternatively, you can just follow the objective marker, which kind of tells you where to go. Hello, Gogles. Yeah, I am pretty sure you can make Nahabiho pretty OP in Vengeance, if you want to. Oh. I doubt that's, gonna work. I forgot how high up I was. Oh, yep, let's not fall down there. There's a quest node here? Huh. Okay, we can go down that tree at least. Running from T-Rex's East 8 all over again. Oh boy, yeah. I just started playing East 8 again. I got up to the halfway point and then kind of got distracted by Metaphor. Oh wait, no, we can't climb down this tree! Well, we survived. Barely, but nope, we're not going to survive this. No, we're dead. Survive the fall. Wait, no, hang on a minute. That is literally how Scar died. In The Lion King. Survived a fall, got killed by hyenas at the bottom. literally how Scar died. That was not intentional, but okay. Yeah, hi chat. Again, like, if I didn't have other games I was playing right now, I would probably get X Definitive Edition. Oh, great, that thing's respawned. Drone Mark doesn't land on his feet, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing, like, a science thing back in the day that was like, it's safer for a cat to fall off of a 20-story building than a 7-story building. I already fought you, but I guess I have to do it again. Yeah, I feel like Chugga's probably going to do Xenoblade X one day. The issue is I'm not very experienced with that game's mechanics. I like a lot of elements about its world, but I also just feel like it's not my favorite Xenoblade game overall. Kind of like Hashis' army. Yeah, I like the way that the blade system ensures that every playthrough is different. For example, I've never actually, like, had Azami on Nia before. I usually get Azami pretty early. I think she is one of the more common rare blades, ironically. But, like, I have not got her on Nia before. Oh, hey, Caterpiles. Caterpiles are, like, really common in Xenoblade 1, and they're not that common in this game. Oh, that's a lot of bees. I need to go back onto my healing blade. This is what happens when I forget that Nia's a healer. Okay, yeah, things are being total chaos right now and Nia's dead. Please get me back up. I wanted to switch to Boreas, but I was not able to. Also, okay, focus, I guess, attacks. This could end very badly, depending on how things go. Heal up again. Yes, this is why I don't think healers are bad in this game. Also, I'm kind of glad that, it's kind of a shame, like, I love Vandham as a character, and it's just so sad that he ends up dying. However, I will say that they did do a good job of making sure you don't really miss him. That is way too many bees. Okay, that's it, I'm bailing. Yeah, that's what happens when you aggro, like, every nest at once. Let's get out of here and hopefully not get ganked on the way out. The Forest of yeah, that's like ambush spawn reinforcements. But what I was saying is, like, the game does actually do a good job of making sure that it's really sad, but, like, gameplay-wise, you don't miss Vandham. Because he can only resonate with one blade, and he doesn't synergize very well with any of the party. Like Nia, Tora, Rex all together have, like, break, topple, launch all covered quite well. Their elements cover each other pretty well. They can do a lot of good blade combos and stuff. You have the healer damage a tank combo, whereas if you put Vandham in, he's kind of a weird, awkward hybrid of attacker and tank, but he just doesn't really tank well enough to be a tank and doesn't do as much damage as Rex to be an attacker. So it's all just generally a bit... Oh, there we go. There's the T-Rex. Like, you get the idea. Like, Vandham just, like, you might have noticed in the last part, I often struggled to find a good team comp that had Vandham, even though I wanted to use him as much as possible before he left. Before he left life, I suppose. But before we lost him. Yeah, so, like, it's kind of, like, by design that Vandham is just not really that useful of, like, a party member, so unfortunately, you don't miss him very much. Oh no, his future redeemed Shulk. Yeah, why is it there's always, like, a... See, okay, so I will say in this game, I don't think there's a bad party member in Xenoblade 2. Like, there are bad blades, but every party member, I think, is very good at least one thing. There's really no, like, weak link, I think, at this part. Like, the closest is Nia, but even then, Nia has easier access to break than most people do, and she also has, she's also, like, vital early on. I end up using her in most of my endgame teams just because she has guaranteed break arts on a lot of things. So, yeah, I feel like every party member is good at least one thing in this game. There's no, like, very obvious bad character in this one, I feel. Unlike in Xenoblade 1 and 3, where there are kind of obvious... Well, I mean, 3 has some pretty bad heroes. 1 has some... 1's main party is just so flexible, it's kind of hard to tell if there's a bad one. And then X has some definitely bad ones. But Future Redeemed definitely has problems. Which is a shame, because, like, Nicole's a cool idea, but yeah. Plus she has a good launch art, yeah. I suppose, I was about to say, do you think Xenoblade 2 has the best balanced party of the series? And then I was like, oh wait, no, Xenoblade 3. But, like, 3 is, like, hard to describe because... Oh yeah, by the way, you don't even need to care about the footprints because they're at Umon's shipyard. So you can just warp there. Oh, Shala. My favorite thing about Shala, and this is really sad, is Glorious Future Shala. When you link Glorious Future... So Glorious Future is a skill for Shulk that maxes out the talent gauge whenever he gets a vision. So for him, it's like, oh, whenever I get a vision, I get a free Monado art, so I can help avert the vision, right? But Xenoblade 1 has this, in my opinion, really, really, really cool mechanic. Where other party members can, like, inherit skills from anybody else if they have enough affinity with them. Like, it's such a cool use of the party affinity system. But here's the thing. Yes, some Asian gets what I'm talking about. If you link Glorious Future onto Shala, it means that every time Shulk gets a vision, her rifle overheats. And people have beaten super bosses, and by people I mean Enel, I think. People have beaten super bosses that way.
If we're on the right track, he should be around here, yeah? Thief using Umon's workshop as hideout? I never dream of such a thing.
That's him. Let's surround them so he can't run.
Gotcha.
Ah, you lot.
Kid, you sure led us on a merry chase.
You're telling me.
We wasted a lot of...
Oh, I screenshotted that too late. Wow, that is a... You've wasted a lot of our time, you know. Rex says what every player is thinking. I mean, I would say I love when filler is self-aware, but sometimes it's still painfully like filler. But, like, anyway, it's funny when filler is self-aware. I believe in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub, like, after a filler arc, Kaiba literally just says, well, that detour was a complete waste of my time. Let's just pretend that never happened.
Look at you. You're only kids. Why don't you just give back what you took? We'd rather not hurt you or anything.
You're basically a kid yourself.
Boy, I'll have you know I work for a living. Right. Hand it over.
No, you're not having it.
And since they don't want you to fight like kids, they instead summon a bunch of parrots on you.
The core crystal is ours now. If you want it so bad, you'll have to take it by force.
Well, nothing for it, I guess. Alright, let's go.
Yeah, Kino's version of overheating is just him needing to calm down his anxiety. So, like, yeah, what was I saying? I'm used to playing East where I can switch party members I'm controlling in the middle of a battle. But yeah, wow, these things go down very quickly. Look at the kids in the background. They're like, oh no, why do we send our pets against people with, like, people with giant, like, cannons and giant, like, cat and, like, a girl who has an enormous sword? Why do we do this? Did that thing just fall down the edge? I think one of them might have just fallen off the bottom of that. Yeah, this fight's really sad. It's kind of meant to be, but still. I believe that Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler arc was the Virtual World one, the Noah arc, I think.
Well, we took it by force. Just like you wanted us to.
I love Rex.
Titan's foot. You're all barely 10 years old. Why are you stealing from people?
Look, keeping your traps shut won't help anyone.
My lady, be a little more gentle.
Why? They're only petty thieves.
Be that as it may, they are still children.
Look, I'm sure there's a reason you're doing all this. Are you just that hard up?
What do you take us for? We're not some poor beggars.
Okay. So it's not money you're after?
Okay, somebody in the chat said Mithra would totally try and Sacred Arrow those kids. I don't think she can, because, like, Sacred Arrow specifically doesn't work when you're inside a building.
Then what the hell is it they want?
You should just tell everything. Rex not hurt you.
Come on.
We want revenge.
Revenge?
We're gonna avenge our village.
You don't mean you were planning to awaken this blade and use it? Well, why don't you tell us the whole story? We might be able to help.
Bandits attacked your village?
It was just a small, peaceful village. But the bad men, just because we had water, they...
Did anyone survive? Don't tell me. You're the only ones?
What's your name?
Me? Why do you want to know?
Please, kid?
It's Reese. From Cordell Village.
Cordell Village? Can't say I've heard of it.
It's just a tiny village on the outskirts of Gormott. Not many people know it.
Okay, Reese. I get why you did this. But still, it's not right to steal from people. Besides which, awakening a blade is dangerous. Do you know what happens if it fails?
You get a
You never
nosebleed.
know until you try. Long as one of us manages it, that's all that matters.
Sounds like you really were desperate, my boy. I assume you know the whereabouts of these bandits?
There's a big cave over on Twin Trunks Hill. They use it as a hideout.
Oh, Reese, it's awful. Those scum are gonna... Who are they?
Don't worry about them. What's the matter?
Right, okay. The bandits are planning to attack Turrigoth.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we overheard one of their men talking about it in the city just now.
And it was definitely one of them.
It looked like they were scouting the place out. They were saying with the console gone, now's the perfect chance to take advantage.
A shrewd observation. This would indeed be the perfect time to mount an attack.
Are you trying to tell me that idiot console was actually good for something?
So, this all our fault?
Well... yeah. I guess we might have been the trigger.
We can't sit by and let this happen.
Agreed. Right. You lot, you can leave those nasty bandits to us.
What?
I swear, we'll avenge your village.
But...
Don't worry.
Yeah, console does feel weird after playing Xenoblade 3. Also, like,
By the way, name's Rex. Reese, take the others and go warn the city guard.
Warn them about the bandits?
Nah, they probably wouldn't believe you if you said bandits were coming. So tell them about us instead. Tell them the guys who destroyed the water tower are hiding out at Twin Trunks Hill.
If you say...
Yeah, no. My stream says red. No. Buffering is I've got frame drops too. It says it's red, and I just realized... I think there was actually maintenance on my internet today. Crap, I probably should have realized that. Yeah, I need to check something. I need to check because my internet's gone red now, and everything's just, yeah. I hope you guys can actually hear what I'm saying here. But yeah, it's definitely bad. Wait, no, it went yellow and now green, okay. Okay, it's green again now. I really hope today is not the day that they're, I'm sure it wasn't a Monday. They said they were going to change up my internet. But okay, I'm just going to wait for the chat to come back. It's pretty, it's pretty, like, I think the chat's quite far behind. But yeah, there we go.
So, but why?
Don't worry, you'll see. We're counting on you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's sort of, it's sort of fixed. But anyway, like, that whole scene is legitimately pretty sad. It's just kind of a shame that it's still filler. Yeah. And I oh no, went red again. Please don't stay red. Wait, no, it went yellow, green. Okay, good. There we go. So yeah, remember when I said, like, way earlier that getting one of these fast travel points would help us later on? This is why. Because, remember this? I want to switch it to daytime, just so that I can get a bit more of a, like, more of a clear look at this in the cutscene. It's usually not daytime when I do this, this thing. Here we go. Oh, it just went red again. Oh, no, please don't stay red. Oh, please don't stay red. No, yellow and green back. Okay.
The unhelpful obstruction.
Hey, isn't this the same as that thing we saw in the blowhole with Vandham?
Indeed. It seems to be the same phenomenon.
In that case.
Yeah. We just need a little help from Rock. Vandham, mate. Hope this is okay.
Rex?
Yes, it is time to bird up. I probably need to check my Wi-Fi. This is weird. It keeps going red and then back again. I might have to. This is weird, but I might have to take a quick break to just check my Wi-Fi. So, apparently my internet is totally fine. Everyone else in the house it works. And, like, it's always been green. It hasn't had any issues. So I don't know what's happening. But, okay. Yeah, you can skip Rock's Awakening if you want, if you're a heartless jerk, but no, let's view it. And yet Elgato has not given out on me this entire time so far.
Force of habit.
Okay, you start out with 100 auto attack and a 30% crit rate. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, let's hopefully not jinx this. Rock is another attacker blade. You're pretty good. In fact, I think I probably want to keep you, because you are my only launch right now.
Rock, pleased to meet you.
I love that line. Yes, Rock, please save my Wi-Fi.
All right. You really did it.
Rock. So, you are my new driver. Bit of a scrawny one, if you ask me. But, oh well, it's good to meet you.
My internet went red again. See, I don't know what's happening. If I, like, sometimes it fixes itself if I disconnect the internet and reconnect again, but if that happens, then it probably will kill the stream. So I'm scared to try that. Still, no, this is annoying. So I'm just going to try and open a browser window and see what happens. Browser's totally fine. I am not getting any lag at all from the browser. So I'm just getting intermittent spikes of...
He talks kind of like Vandham, eh?
Vandham? Who is that?
Oh, right. You wouldn't remember since you've been reawakened now.
And I go back into the game and it immediately goes red again. Okay. Yeah, I guess my internet just knows it's filler and doesn't like it. No, restarting my router will definitely kill the stream. Like, there's no way.
He was your old driver.
My old driver? Ah, so my core was passed down to you.
We could have stolen it.
Of course, and it's like the one good scene in this segment too of this filler that it's of course going through this. Sorry if I am salty here, it's just that, like, I feel like I haven't done enough to justify ending the stream now. That's why it's bothering me. If this was later on, I could just safely end things and I would be totally fine. But no, it's early, it's just been filler, it's just been that silly scene, and that's all, and just doesn't really justify having the VOD get split. See, sometimes it does go back to green again, but it's only very temporary, and then when I do the cutscene again, it just goes back to red.
I
didn't sense any guilt in your words.
You're a perceptive one, all right. Yes, you take after your old master in more ways than one.
Listen, Rock, we need your help. Reckon you could clear the way for us?
This stuff? Of course. Nothing simpler.
You know, what happens if I'm gonna try and stop recording and see if that fixes it. Yeah, it runs fine when I'm pausing, when I'm in the Switch menu, and then when I come back into actual gameplay, it starts buffering.